I'm deciding to f your life up. Rick, bro, I'm gonna f your life up.
Do you care? Does that make you feel any type of way?
No. I don't know what his value is to music culture at this moment.
Is there anything about Ross and his career that you have any respect for?
Fans of Rick Ross's rival, 50 Cent, decided to take the opportunity to start criticizing and making jokes about this potentially being Ross's lowest selling album.
But I paid for the transcripts to your court case.
One of my homies says because his big homie lost his big house. I was like, who's big homie? I don't know his big. They were like 50.
Prepare for an explosive clash of hip-hop titans as the long-standing feud between Rick Ross and 50 Cent takes center stage. In a recent interview, Rick Ross pulls no punches as he opens up about his deep-seated animosity toward 50 Cent, dubbing him a traitor. The rap heavyweight reveals the untold story behind their bitter rivalry, shedding light on the events and betrayals that led to their irreparable fallout. From allegedly disloyalty to personal vendettas, this feud has captivated the music industry for years. Join us as we delve into the riveting details and uncover the truth behind the intense beef that has kept fans and industry insiders on the edge of their seats. Well, at first, everything seemed peaceful between the two. In fact, 50 Cent even showered Rick Ross with praise when his album hit #1 on the charts. But little did they know, tensions were about to explode like a musical volcano.
Fans of Rick Ross's rival, 50 Cent, decided to take the opportunity to start criticizing and making jokes about this potentially being Ross's lowest selling album.
As the bad blood between 50 Cent and Rick Ross continues to boil, things took a drastic turn when turning a recent interview with Real 92.3 in Los Angeles. Fifth told Bootleg Kev and DJ Head there's nothing to respect about Rosé's career. Kev began by pointing out Port of Miami 2 debuted at #1 on Billboard's Top R&B.
Do you care? Does that make you feel any type of way?
No. I don't know what his value is to music culture at this moment.
I know you just said something about Ross not being relevant enough to do music with, Kev said. Well, he just dropped an album, and it's the #1 album on the hip-hop chart, and he just dropped a book that's doing well. How many did he sell? 50 replied. #1? Come on. What week was it? Some weeks 10 purchases make you #1.
Is there anything about Ross and his career that you have any respect for?
There's nothing there, he explained. I never wanted to work with him. Look, I understand from the perspective of someone who's just listening to what it sounds like, but does it matter that he's a correction officer? Does that even matter? Look at the irony of the artist to come under him. Prison reform and all of the wrongfully convicted and wrongfully treated people in the prison system while he's on the whole other side of them. So just look at it. Well, this wasn't the first time these sentiments have been voiced. In a 2021 interview with GQ, the Aston Martin music rapper was asked if he would be open to doing a versus battle with 50 Cent, and his answer was surprising. You gotta ask yourself, would he come and do a versus with Rosé? I mean, you gotta ask yourself honestly, would he come and stand next to Rosé in the arena or wherever it would be? Ross questioned, that's really your question? I don't even think it's a question of it if I would do it. That's a light. Besides, Ross had himself question 50 Cent's value to the music culture, sparking a fresh wave of verbal sparring. It seemed that neither party could let go of the past, nor find common ground in the present. Last month, 50 shared similar sentiments about Ross after Ross said 50 didn't hold any value during an interview with radio personality Big Boy. I didn't know what his value is to music culture at this moment, he told Complex. I never made music with him. I don't have any interest in making music with him. You watch, guys, a lot of these guys, even when you make reference to music culture and stuff like that, they're one-trick ponies. So they're going to be gone. In hip-hop, they say it's not what you have done, it's what you have done for me lately, right? So you could get next to the guys that got momentum and try and survive based on that. But it's not a lot going on there. In the world of hip-hop, the tides of relevance could turn swiftly. 50 Cent made it clear that he had no interest in collaborating with Ross, dismissing him as a one-trick pony. To him, Ross was just another fading star relying on past glories to stay afloat. The rap game was ruthless, and only those with true staying power would survive. Recently, DJ Envy also has fired back on Ross during a podcast that he was sleeping with Murphy.
The house that you sleep in.
Envy, stop.
Eddie Murphy slept in your bed.
What is this? When you
They shot Coming to America and Eddie Murphy man-milked your bed.
Yeah, you have 200, 300 cars. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Most of them are trash. Envy continued, they're garbage. If you go through mine, they're quality. But I'm not here to talk about because I'm not going back and forth with you. I don't have to. Not only that, Ross also questioned Envy's motives. He said he'd even drop $5,000 in total and split among 5 people who are going to the show to see if Envy follows through with his promise. "Since we went to our car show, DJ Envy, you'll never be on my level," Rick Ross began. "For one, you do car shows with rappers and my dead homies. So what are you doing in Memphis? That's for Dolph, and I believe Dolph's legacy should live on. But make sure every penny you make, you donate to the Dolph family." Well, Ross also took this opportunity to diss 50 Cent to his own amusement.
One of my homies says because his big homie lost his big house. I was like, who is big homie? I don't know his big. They were like 50.
If you guys are curious, then it all started with a fateful encounter at the BET Awards. Rick Ross and DJ Khaled locked eyes with 50 Cent and sparks flew. Rick Ross saw this as a chance to skyrocket his career by engaging in a beef with one of the biggest names in the rap game. In a move that would make history, Rick Ross announced a track called Mafia Music that would set the stage for their epic clash. The lyrics struck like lightning, directly targeting 50 Cent. Rumor had it that 50 Cent had burned down a house instead of supporting his baby mama. Shots fired. In true rap fashion, 50 Cent didn't take this lying down. He swiftly retaliated with the diss track titled Officer Ricky, Go Ahead Try Me. The track exposed Rick Ross's past as a correctional officer and called him out as a fake gangster. No stone was left unturned, as 50 Cent can't even take jabs at DJ Khaled. Shortly after their feud became public, Rick Ross provided Billboard with a brief explanation for how the drama began. "My name was mentioned before I ever did anything," Ross said in 2009. He continued, "When someone mentions my name because they're attacking someone that I'm close with, it's my problem now." Well, the battle had begun, and it was a no-holds-barred affair. Rick Ross dialed up Angela Yee's radio show to dismiss 50 Cent's diss track as weak. He gave 50 Cent a mere 48 hours to come up with something better. Like a hurricane gathering strength, 50 Cent unleashed a video titled Warning Shot. He declared his intentions to escalate the beef and make Rick Ross's life a living nightmare. Rumors spread that he had gathered personal information to use against his opponent. The tension was palpable. As the feud escalated, both artists released diss tracks and engaged in intense online exchanges. 50 Cent took it to the next level by creating a cartoon series called Officer Ricky, mercilessly mocking Rick Ross. He even went as far as interviewing Rick Ross's baby mother, Tia, who exposed his fraudulent claims of being a drug dealer in his songs.
Working in law enforcement.
He was a correction officer.
So we're clear he was a correctional officer.
But Rick Ross was not one to back down. He countered with his own diss tracks and a wickedly clever move. He photoshopped 50 Cent's son's face onto a monkey's body, sending shockwaves through the hip-hop community. In a shocking turn of events, the beef took a dark and disturbing twist. 50 Cent obtained and released a private video involving Rick Ross's other baby mama, Listonia. Legal consequences ensued, with Listonia filing a lawsuit against 50 Cent for emotional distress and unauthorized use of her image. The stakes were high and the consequences were real. Years went by, but the fire of the feud never fully extinguished. But the saga of 50 Cent and Rick Ross, a tale of betrayal, ego, and relentless pursuit, continued to captivate the music world, leaving fans wondering if true resolution would ever be found amidst the ashes of their long-standing beef. Looks like fans are taking sides with 50 more than Rock. One of fans commented, "Ross could delude and lie to himself and give himself delusions and imaginings all he wants, but none of his work is nor ever will be at the level of impact and influence and blueprinting and following as 50's late 90s and early 2000s mixtapes or Get Rich or Die Tryin' album Yeah." Another one added, "Those guys Ross and his crew would shake from fear if you put them in the same room with 50, and the best part of the whole beef is that 50 throwing and dissing straight facts toward Ross and Ricky, dissing and rapping with straight lies and fiction with his stories about 50. The question remained, would these two rap giants ever find common ground and put their differences aside? Only time would tell. Until then, the world held its breath, eagerly anticipating the next move in his riveting saga of animosity and pride. That's it for today, folks. Until next time.